Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Doug Freidman Show. And that's Freidman. Yes, we spell it incorrectly here at Undefeated Media. If you have a question, comment, concern, please put it in the comments section at Doug Freidman or at Undefeated Media. We have a fun-filled show today because I have the BBQ Cleaner and the host of Mind Your Puckin' Business, a good friend of mine, Jeffrey Krentzman's in the building.
How are you,
What's
Dougie?
up, buddy? How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. So we do want to remind you guys we are live. So if you ask a question to myself or Jeff, we can answer it live with you today. We're pretty much everywhere. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitch.
Well, I don't even know what that is.
You don't even know what Twitch is?
No idea.
So Twitch is like, a live stream service that kids normally are streaming video games. But if they come across us, they might learn something today.
Yes. Interesting.
Yes. So tell you guys a little bit about Jeff. Jeff has a podcast called Mind Your Puckin' Business. It's a great show. He talks about business, entrepreneurship, and sports that he likes, like hockey. Hence, Mind Your Puckin' Business. And he also has the BBQ Cleaner franchise, which he helps other entrepreneurs be in business for themselves. But I don't want to, misrepresent it. So, Jeff, why don't you give us a little story about, your story about entrepreneurship?
Sure. I've been really lucky. I started this business in 2009, and we've expanded to over 250 locations across the U.S. and Canada. I can't forget about our neighbors to the north, so Canada as well. And we help everybody get started with their own grill cleaning business, a very niche business that whenever people launching it gets very popular, and people get a lot of phone calls from people wanting the service. And what we do is we give them everything they need to get started and also maintain the business with the ongoing support. So we've had a lot of success.
Absolutely. So what we're gathering, because we filmed a nice little thing in the green screen the other day. But what I'm gathering, it's like a nice little business in a box, if you will. You have all the tools for them to be successful.
Yeah, it's a very good way of describing it. I've heard it described that before, so you're spot on. Very turnkey is a word as well we like to use. Where really everything we do, or everything you're going to need to do, we give you. We try to approach everyone, and not everyone fits into this profile, but we try to approach everyone that when they're going to get started with us, it's their first time doing their business. So we've got to hold their hand, if you will, and walk them through every step. Now, some people have started businesses before and they find us and they realize, wow, that's a great idea. I want to do this as a business as well. But we really do a lot of hand holding. It's a word I don't like to use, but it gets the point across what I'm trying to get at. And we walk them through every single step of the way.
Awesome. Great stuff. And before we dive into that even further, let's go into Mind Your Puckin' Business. Like right now, it's super awkward being like on this side, interviewing you, because usually I'm like riding your coattails. But tell us about Mind Your Puckin' Business.
Yeah, it's a weekly podcast show. Mind Your Puckin', obviously the hockey theme, as you mentioned before. So we do a lot of hockey. We do a lot of NFL this time of year. We do weekly picks, which we're having a really good year with. If people have been listening, they've been making money off us, which we don't charge commissions for it, so it's even better. And we talk small business. We talk some other sports stuff out there. We try to feature small businesses in the area a lot of the time. And here in Bergen County, we try to feature them, give them a little bit of promotion, a little bit of PR, free PR, if you will. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and we're on Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, Facebook, wherever you tell me we are is where we are usually. So yeah, it's been good. It's been a lot of fun.
You guys definitely want to check out Mind Your Puckin' Business. There it is, everywhere. You can find them everywhere. So we can't hide from you. And if you do listen to Jeff and you do make the picks that he tells you to pick, you're gonna win money. We're 10-4,
10-3,
10-3.
Bonus.
My bad. 10-3. So we are you are making money. So you definitely need to check it out. Yeah. So the theme today, I figured we'd talk about, because your businesses, Mind Your Puckin' Business, which talks about sports and entrepreneurship, and the BBQ Cleaner. These are all things that you're passionate about. These things that you like to do. So I think that's a common thing, and things that we should talk about. Like, is it important to be passionate about the business that you're in?
100%, because I think if you're not into it, and I think a customer, your end user, whoever you're trying to sell your business to, can feed off of if you're not interested, and you're just sitting there going through the motion, selling something that you don't have a lot of personal belief in, and excitement about. I mean, I love what I do. I get to help people live their entrepreneurial dreams, which is something that I want to do. So I get to live it, vicariously through 250 other people's lives. And then the podcast, look, I've been a Ranger season ticket holder for a while. I'm obsessed with them. So to come on and get to talk about it and try to answer questions from people, I think is good. And I would like to think that my enthusiasm for the team shows in the show for those that watch it. The same thing with the NFL. I'm into fantasy football. I'm into the league. My fantasy football team may not have a title to show for it in 20 years, but I'm into it. But I agree with you. I think being passionate about what you're doing is important.
Yeah, I mean, because like if you're not passionate about it, you're just going to get burnt out for the amount of time and hours and work you need to put in. If you don't like what you're doing, you're going to get burnt out real fast. So, have there been moments or points where if you weren't passionate about it, you would have been burnt out and called it a day about either of these things?
100%. Yeah, absolutely. Because I think, well, I'll talk with the barbecue cleaner first. I think when you're your own business, I used to joke with people that like people would say to me all the time, well, you're your own boss. Why do you got to go to work today? Why don't you just go sit home and play Xbox on the basement? And yeah, that sounds appealing. But the problem is when you're your own boss, if you do that, you're not making money. So those points where you get burnt out, which I think are normal for everyone, are the points where maybe you're frustrated or you're not having a good month or a good week or whatever it is. You got to keep going. You got to fight through it. So there certainly have been times where you want to maybe step back, but I think those are the times you really got to push yourself to keep going and keep the drive going.
Yeah, and if it is your business, you're going to care about it more than the money. Like you're not just going to clock in, clock out to collect some money because that would like as a job. But if it's your business, like you're going to care about it more than how much money you're making. It's going to be more about like the survival and like the care and of the actual business.
Perfect example in my job. I run the PTA lunch in my kids' school on Fridays. So if you need me for work on Friday between like 11:45 and 1 o'clock, you'll never find me. I'm always, in a lunchroom somewhere. But the ability to do that in my drive during the day and the other parts of the week is I've got to do well to be able to go and do those things. So you're right. It can give you motivation.
Absolutely. Good stuff. Sorry, I was just fixing the headphones.
Okay.
Did you hear it go in and out?
Yeah,
there you go. So
Technical Tuesday.
And we did, mind your fucking business about an hour ago. We had some technical. It's Technical Tuesday today is for sure. So yeah, I believe if you're not passionate about what you're doing, you're not going to put the time, the effort, the care that it needs to be successful. I do want to remind you guys that we are live. So if you have a question, comment, concern, please put them in the comment section and we can answer them live. We have been getting some emails. I'm going to pull this up and see if we have any questions that we can relay to Jeff. Let's see here. Where should you start as an entrepreneur? It's a big one.
Step one would be figuring out the business you want to do. But I also think maybe part two of that is making sure that business is something you're passionate about that you just talked about.
Yeah.
So trying to find where there's a need, like I think everybody knows whatever they're passionate about, right? Everyone has hobbies. Everyone has things that excite them more than others. So taking those things that excite you and finding the opportunity within that realm of where there may be a need. Like for me, I mean, I don't want to say that I'm an avid griller. I mean, my kids like my steak and all, but they're not that good. But I like grilling, right? So I get the opportunity to be around grills all the time and be outside. I never wanted a job where I was sitting in an office all day. So I'm out and about. So yeah, I think the first start is finding something you like, an area of interest to you, and then finding a need within that interest.
Yeah, and the key is to start. So let's go. Let's talk about that. I'm sure you have an interesting story. The key is to start. A lot of people overthink, overanalyze, and they think the perfect time is going to happen. They should start their business. So do you agree or disagree on, half the battle is making the jump and starting?
You are 1,000% right. I think sometimes the hardest thing to do is to cross the bridge, right? You want to do it. You see the other side. You can imagine what it will be like, but you don't have the courage to take that first step. It's the hardest thing. I actually think starting a business is literally the first step, making the commitment to say I'm going to do it and then going out and do it. Absolutely agree with you, Doug.
Yeah, because like once you pull off that Band-Aid, if you will, it's like no, I don't want to say smooth sailing. It's far from smooth sailing. It's going to be bumps on the road, of course, but as soon as you rip that Band-Aid off, you like have the confidence to take the next step or to conquer the next struggle. But what you got to rip that Band-Aid off, you got to make the jump. You might not be in a position just to quit your job and make that jump, but you got to start. And we live in a time where you can have your 9 to 5 job, take an hour off after 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, be home well rested, and start your other
Side hustle.
from 6 to 10, and be building the website for your photography, building the website for your little jewelry side gig or whatever. But yeah, definitely figure out what it is you want, but you got to start.
Yeah, and the internet now has given you so many different cost-effective ways to start a business.
yeah.
I mean, it really is different. Like the barbecue cleaner got started, in 2009.
Mhm.
And back then, the things that like we advised people to do when they were starting out with us
Mhm.
in 2009, 2010, we don't even talk about them at grand openings anymore with people that start today, because the internet has evolved so much.
Yeah.
And it's so much more favorable to people now because there's so many cost-effective things you can do.
Mhm.
So take your side hustle, leave your 9 to 5, work for an hour or two at night. It doesn't have to be a 5-hour thing every
Yeah.
weeknight. I get it.
Mhm.
You're human. You want to do other things. But until you get started, you know what? If you don't take that first step, there's not going to be a book that's going to be written.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that. Let's put that on a
Yeah,
t-shirt.
there you go.
If you don't take the first
Coming
step, there
soon.
ain't going to be a book. Absolutely. Yeah, man. And people want to be part of the journey with you. So like if you are making little jewelry that you're going to sell on Etsy, whatever, and you're starting at nothing, people want to be part of that journey. And like if you put that on your social media, if you're making videos like, hey, I'm a dentist, I'm a lawyer, I'm really not, loving my gig, I'm shifting gears to be like an artist, and I'm putting out my artwork here. Here's where I started. Here's my studio where it all began. Here's the garage that I'm working out of. People want to be part of the journey. And it's not going to be perfect, and it's not going to be glamorous to start. Bill Gates or Steve Jobs started in a garage. Like all these people started in a garage. Don't be ashamed about your journey. Embrace it and show it respectfully and professionally, if you will.
And all of those people that you mentioned, Steve Jobs, even like Jeff Bezos, they were all at one point in the exact same position that someone listening today who's debating whether to get started is in. I mean, it's you have to take the jump.
Yeah.
That is, and I see it all the time in the barbecue cleaner where we see people, and it drives me crazy sometimes, where you have people that totally understand that it's a great fit for them.
Mhm.
They are just fearful of making the jump.
Yeah.
And I respect it. I mean, I understand it. I was them at some point, but now being on the other side, I can tell you how much warmer the water is over here and how much more enjoyable it is to swim in versus what they're used to.
Yeah. And full circle goes back to passion, because you much rather be doing something you love to do, putting in the time into that, rather than something you hate to do where every minute is agonizingly painful.
Right. So my first job, I don't know if I ever told you this. I graduated college, was trying to get a job. Finally got a job at a marketing company that I won't name in the air.
We're not going to throw them under the bus.
I'm not going to do that. And it literally got to a point where I was miserable. Like Sunday nights, I would go to bed, and I was in, the worst mood imaginable. My parents took me out to dinner on a Friday night. Like this was about a week before I left it. And they saw how miserable I was. I said, you got to leave. Like, it's not even about the money right now. Yeah. And back then in 2003, entry-level job, I was getting paid $30,000 a year anyway. It wasn't like I was like, high roller, but they were like, it's not even worth your sanity. So if you're miserable at something, right, and you don't like what you're doing every day, you don't have to live like that. Like it's not a requirement. You don't have to do that.
Yeah. If you're going to bed on a Sunday night, praying to God it was a Saturday, you probably need to reevaluate like what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to say like every morning I wake up like, juiced up, ready to take on the world. Like there's mornings where like you're tired, you put in a lot of time editing and you don't want to show up to the studio the next day, but it's not the same. It's not the same pain that you're describing. It's totally different.
The pain, and look, every day with the barbecue cleaner are not roses, right? I mean, any business, like there are days that I don't love it. There are things that I got to do sometimes that I don't really wake up and look forward to. But you're so right that the frustration, the pain of dealing with the things now is nothing compared to what it used to be. I mean, I used to drive to work on Lake Street, like a road in Bergen County that, pretty long road. And I would be miserable on Monday mornings. Like I can't even explain. And then Fridays at like 5:30, when we would all go out like as a department to happy hour, I was thrilled because I didn't have to be back there for the next 60 hours.
Yeah. What can we compare it to? I want to say like being in a job you hate is like a blister you can't get out, and like being tired from like a job you love is just being a little groggy. Have a coffee and you're good to go.
It's painful that blister is not, you have to use your thumb, right? You have to do it. You can't ignore it. You have to go to work. You need to pay for stuff. But it's
nagging. It's and like we're both in service industry, so not like we're dealing with clients who, some of them might, be a little bit more difficult, and that's still better than
so my least favorite part of my job, and thankfully it doesn't happen often. I don't know if I should say this, but my least favorite part by far is dealing when I have to deal with someone that's unhappy. Now, thankfully it does not happen often, but we're not perfect, right? We're not. We don't pretend to be. And I hate having to do that because I don't like when I'm dealing with unhappy people. I just don't like them being disappointed. But dealing with that is way better than dealing with what
times 10.
Oh, that may even be.
I'll agree with you times 10. Yeah, I mean, you're in a service industry. We're in a service industry constantly, and the barrier with us is we're in an industry where the person who's telling us what they want doesn't even know what they want or what they're looking at. So we have to like you said before, hold their hand and be like, we should do this, we should do that.
And sometimes, those people. This is what I've learned in 13 or 14 years. Those people, regardless of what you do, are going to be unhappy. That's just their nature. They're born to complain. Like I have a woman that is a client of mine now for 15 years. She may or may not live in the town that you grew up in. Okay? I'll leave it like that. Every single year she calls me for the service, but complains about something irrelevant from the past. But what do you can't be that unhappy if you're on the phone with me to rebook, right? I mean, but it's just, this is who they are. They just want to complain.
I'm going to leave out. We're going to leave out all names. But there's been clients that we do great stuff for. We make great videos. They love the videos. Then they love the amount of views that we get and the engagement that they're getting. Like they'll go before us. They'll have like 10 people see their content on social media. Then they use us and we make them some content and they got like 10,000 people viewing their content. And then they'll turn around. They'll be happy with that. And then like a day later, they'll be like, well, we don't think anything's coming out of it. Well, we need to link up accounts. We need to, have landing pages and you need to track results. So yeah, being in the service industry, it's very interesting, very interesting. But going back full circle again, if it was something we didn't like to do, there's no way we would make it to this point because it'd be agonizing, misery, torture.
Right. Think of the alternative, right? The alternative is like in what you do, although you obviously wear a ton of different hats and you're very good at them all. But if you were working first, if you had a boss that's telling you, what you need to do, you're not getting paid a lot. And in the back of your mind, you can do it better. You could be on your own somewhere in these beautiful studios here and have your own business. So, I mean, the choice should be pretty clear.
Pretty clear. Do want to remind you guys, we are 100% live. So if you want to ask a question in the comments section, we can answer it live. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about entrepreneurship. We're very lucky to have Jeffrey Krentzman from the BBQ Cleaner and host of his own podcast, Mind Your Puckin' Business. And we're talking about passion and how it relates to entrepreneurship because Jeff runs 2 businesses that deal with his passion, what he loves to talk about, what he loves to do. B-Rock's in the building as well. B-Rock, live studio audience. Any questions, comments, concerns?
Just about to type something else. All right. Questions. How did you guys meet?
A weird story.
Go ahead.
And actually, it's a great question because it's a tie into my business.
Absolutely.
So I have a client in a town nearby. Again, I'm not going to mention towns. She's been a client of mine for a long time. And I was at her house. This was 2020. I was very fortunate. COVID affected a lot of businesses, particularly small businesses, right? I was very fortunate. By dumb luck, we're outside, right? We don't go in homes. So we weren't as affected as other people were. I was at our house in 2020. We were outside hanging out and talking because at that point you're all in lockdown, right? So I would joke with people that year when I would go to people's houses, I was like entertainment. Everyone wanted to talk to me because they never cared about me, but I was like someone else than their sibling or, you know, their spouse or their kids. So we were outside talking in our backyard, and we were talking about hockey because her son plays high school hockey at a high school locally here. And we were talking about, she says, you'd be really good doing a hockey podcast or hockey show. And I say, I've actually had other people tell me that, but I don't know my ass, my elbow with that stuff. I don't know how to get started. So she had mentioned about you, but I had forgotten all about it. Like, there's a million things going on in that time. Think about April 2020. And then literally about a month and a half later, she had posted on her Facebook page a video of you. And I don't know if you were like, Barstool Sports here doing a pizza review, but you were outside eating this coal-fired pizza.
Yeah.
And I know you know the spot we're talking about.
Yep.
And that's where the connection kind of started. So that's really where we met, actually through one of my clients.
Yeah. So that pizza video was for a buddy of mine, Favali's, Trattoria, and Ramsey. I went to high school with Austin, good buddy of mine. We made this great video about how outdoor seating was now a thing there, and they could come and enjoy it. And it was like a pizza review, just kind of showcasing what they're doing now because of COVID. And yeah, so there's a perfect example. So your industry is a little bit different. There's times, maybe you do this, I don't know. There's times where we do stuff out of goodwill, to help the community or to showcase a local industry, whatever. So it was like, this was a buddy of mine I went to high school with. It wasn't a video we made to make mega bucks. It was a video to help him out. And karma comes around, because if that wasn't for that video, you never would have seen it. You never would have been coming into here. So like, if you're doing things you're passionate about and it's not about the money will come. That's what I'm trying to get to. The money will come. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there and do what you love to do, because everything happens for a reason. And not just that video. There's been plenty of other times where we've done something for a charity, or like, we just had Howell from Parties for Peanuts. He's doing this toy drive for like underprivileged kids who have been like taken away from like their parents. So we're doing this big toy drive to get toys for these kids. We're making a extravagant, great video for that because it's for the kids, right? Now we're not doing it in the mindset that, oh yeah, someone's going to see this video and use us. We're doing it for goodwill, but karma comes around. Yes. And, maybe someone will see that video and we'll get business. All the time it happens.
Yeah. So I donate. I'm big on donating gift certificates for like fundraisers. So Tomorrow's Children, which is a cancer organization out of Hackensack, I donate to every year. Nice. American Cancer Society's ball that they do every fall. I don't think they did it this year because of COVID. But I'll donate a free cleaning. Someone will get that free cleaning. And a lot of times those people who got it and didn't pay will use you again. So it comes back exactly like you're saying. It comes back to you in different ways.
Absolutely. No pressure on you, but anyone out there who wants to get involved with Howell's Parties for Peanuts is his company name. He's doing this big toy drive, but it's mostly like donations, and they get gift certificates to give to these kids who, are been taken away from their parents and they don't have any Christmas gifts. So if you're interested, reach out to me. I'll connect the dots. Doug Freidman, Freidman, or Undefeated Media. But yeah, karma comes back around. You do good work, it comes back around in the long run. So yeah, what else is going on?
I think that's about it.
All right.
I think that's about it. Anything
no,
you want to talk about?
Appreciate you coming in. We love having you here. Last chance for the viewers at home. If you have a question, comment, concern, please put it in the comments section and we will answer it live. But yeah, I mean, it's all about doing what you love to do, I believe, because if you do what you love to do, you're willing to put the time, the effort that you need to be successful.
Yes. And it is not a good feeling on Monday morning to wake up unhappy. Like if you can find, I'm a rare breed in that sense that Monday mornings come around and I am ready to go. Like I love it, but I could imagine, and I don't have to imagine because I used to be in this situation where the opposite, when you wake up and you're just miserable. Like, be passionate about what you do. It'll make a big difference.
So we do have a question. Just came in. Hey, Jeff, I trust and value your opinion. Do you have any recommendations for bagel shops in Bergen County? He needs the hookup. Before you answer, people at home might not know this. Jeff is a very good inside source for like nice little gems when it comes to like, like donuts and candy and bagels. Like he just know pizza. He knows where the good spots are. So yes, Connor would like the best a bagel shop at Bergen
A
County.
bagel shop in Bergen County. All right, I'm going to give you an underrated spot.
All right.
You ready?
Yes.
It's not well known, but it is very good.
Mm-hmm.
West Hills Bagels in Hillsdale.
Yeah.
So Hillsdale, if you ask someone about a bagel store in Hillsdale, they're going to 99% of the time they're going to tell you it's Ronnie's. Oh, I go to Ronnie's, which is okay. I mean, Ronnie's isn't bad. Nothing against Ronnie's. West Hills Bagels, which is across from Wendy's on Hillsdale Avenue,
Okay.
is very, very good. So who was it? What was the name? Connor?
Yeah, it was Connor.
Connor, that would be where I would go. Any
Nice.
other food questions? I got
Nice.
you back. You're right. This is an area that unfortunately I know. So funny story about that with restaurants.
Yes.
My kids
Yes.
are 10 and 8, right?
Mhm.
So because of COVID in the last year and a half, we really don't go out to eat. We do takeout a lot,
Yeah.
but my kids really miss going out to eat. Well, they got their second dose of the vaccine last week, so technically CDC says, next week they're cleared to go out, and
Nice.
they know they're all clear date. And now it's like going back and thinking of restaurants that we want to go to because we haven't been out really in 18 months. We have like a list of stuff. So any questions, I'll be checking them all out in the next couple of
Absolutely.
weeks.
Absolutely. While we're on the subject, because I know you do, let's see if you'll take the layup. Any new places, gems that you've discovered recently that has some great food?
Yes, we did an event. Yes. So actually, I have a few places, but I'm going to name one in particular.
Okay.
I mean, who doesn't like Chinese food, right? It's
Absolutely.
very rare that you find someone that won't eat anything at a Chinese place.
Mm-hmm.
We were at an event a week and a half ago,
Yes.
and there was a store here in Wyckoff where the studio is, TS Ma,
Yes.
right? Now, before I had the food,
Mm-hmm.
I had met the owner, or Chris.
Yeah,
I think he was the
Chris
owner.
is awesome.
Was super nice guy. I had told him because it was Thanksgiving weekend and I had like 3 pecan pies in the last. I mean, it was disgusting what I've been eating. That I needed to be healthy. What do you have that's healthy?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm used to them. Everybody says the same thing: steamed chicken with broccoli,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which you can eat, but like it's not exciting. So he was getting really passionate, talking about being
Nice.
passionate about talking to me about this thing he had. He said it was steamed chicken with broccoli, but it was with a garlic and ginger,
Wow.
super healthy.
Yeah.
He said no oil, no sauce. I said, all right, I'll try it. You know
Yeah.
what? I'm good. You sold me.
Yeah.
I brought home $84 worth of Chinese food that day to my family, and I loved it. So TS Ma in Wyckoff is excellent.
Awesome.
And see Chris.
Awesome. And so we did this event, the Holiday Expo, at the Wyckoff Shopping Center. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I want everyone to know exactly where it is. When I say Wyckoff
Yes.
Shopping Center, people around here, there's like 2 shopping centers, and there's one with big businesses like Marshall's, Starbucks, McDonald's, and that's what Boulder Run. But there's behind that, down the street, there's the actual official Wyckoff Shopping Center, which is more like mom and pop and small businesses. And we definitely want to help the community and showcase them. We definitely want to give them our business. So you want to go to the Wyckoff Shopping Center, and you do want to check out TS Ma. There's a lot of great business. TS Ma. There's
Pizza
a
Love.
salon, Pizza Love, Myers Chocolates. There's a tuxedo guy. I don't want to forget anyone. Small Wonders. Small Wonders is great for all of your kids' clothing and toy needs. Like it's like nice.
Did
nice
you mention
toys.
Three Chicas?
Three
Chicas is in there.
Super Juice. There's a barber in there.
UPS store.
UPS store. Yeah, it's like, they have a good
They have a good-
selection of things that you could use.
Yeah, and if you go in there, go all the way down on the left to TS Ma.
Yeah.
So I was joking with you before that this weekend, one of my things that I picked up in COVID last year because we were all home was I started refereeing like outdoor kids hockey.
Yeah.
So I got my schedule this weekend. I'm in the area and I already
Mm-hmm.
planned my break in between games. I'm going to TS Ma to see my boy Chris.
Nice. Absolutely. Yeah, it's great. And that shopping center is great. We're going to do more events. Excuse me. We're going to do more events over there. Gina from Small Wonders is taking initiative and bringing the shops together. She's going to work closely with us to do more events. Maybe we'll do like a New Year, New You, and like a New Year's takeoff event. But all these shop owners are coming together and working together to get people to provide value and to get people to the shopping center. So keep your eye open for that.
And support small business, which you really
Yeah.
get to do
Yeah.
by going to that strip
Yeah.
mall.
The biggest business there is like, I guess you could technically say UPS,
UPS store.
but I think that's like it's a
It's
franchise
locally owned. It's
owner.
still-
Yeah,
right.
yeah, it's still locally owned small business. So yeah, man. Last chance for questions in the comments section. We'll answer them live.
Any more food questions? I'll bet you I can answer.
Absolutely. So TS Ma, the bagel spot. Let's go with the dessert.
A dessert.
So
Bergen
now,
County
so we
dessert.
got breakfast, we got lunch and dinner. Give us a dessert.
So dessert's a little bit tricky for me. I'm not a chocolate fan.
Okay.
Like best dessert, you're thinking like ice cream?
Whatever you want to follow it up with some sweets.
I got one for you.
Yeah.
There's a spot. There's a lot of different ways I could go here. Well, I'm going to give you two options.
Yeah.
If you like, now I like crumb cake, which is like
Okay.
a Jersey thing.
Yeah.
Everybody seems to think of B&W Bakery
Mhm.
in Hackensack, and it is very good. It's
Yeah.
actually like right outside around the corner from where you live,
Yeah.
and around the corner from my office. It's very good. There's another spot about 10 minutes, 15 minutes further in Clifton called Steyertown Bakery.
Okay.
That is, I mean, if you like crumb cake, it is like, I mean, you'll never beat it.
Nice.
It's excellent. Another thing, it's kind of a new concept. There's a place in Westwood called Stack Creamery, and you basically take 2 cookies. They make homemade cookies.
Yeah.
And you make your own ice cream sandwich. So you pick your ice cream that you're putting in between the 2 cookies, and then there's all these crazy toppings. Now, that's a good spot.
Nice.
You can't go wrong with that.
So I think we won't do it. We'll do it after the holidays when things start to warm up. But I think we need to do a second podcast. I think we need to have Mind Your Fucking Business and then
A Bergen
like
County food,
like
yeah, I
food.
thought of it. Somebody's told me once. I don't know. I mean, this would take a ton of time, and I mean, you have your own stuff that you do, as do I. But like, if we did, or like someone used to tell me, because I used to be obsessed with the show Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Like,
Yeah.
I was obsessed. Like my wife, before we had kids and we had time in our hand, she used to print out on the internet. It wasn't what it was. She would print out all the spots in the U.S. for me, so I would know. Like if I had an opening in Vegas that week,
Yep.
and I was going to Vegas, I knew where he went. So if we ever did like that kind of concept, going in the kitchen sort of thing and picking out some Bergen County eateries,
Absolutely.
I'm sure we would be pretty successful with it.
Jeffrey the foodie.
Jeffy the foodie.
Jeffy. Great stuff. Last chance in the comment section if you want to ask a question to Jeffrey Krentzman from Mind Your Puckin' Business and the BBQ Cleaner. I think we covered a lot. I mean, I believe, as you as well, that passion and loving what you do is a huge factor. And if you focus on the things you love to do and the time that needs to be put into that, everything else kind of comes around.
I would agree. That's
Good
the way
stuff.
to do it.
Good stuff. Well, thanks, buddy, for sticking around and hanging out with us
Thanks
today.
for having me. It's good show. I like
Absolutely. So
it. At least I don't have to listen to this one because I know what was talked about. I usually listen every week.
Absolutely. If you guys want to be featured or want to be on the show or ask myself or Jeff a question, you could message us at Doug Freidman and at Undefeated Media. And don't forget to check out Mind Your Puckin' Business podcast. I'll put that up as well at Mind Your Puckin' Business, where we talks about sports, entrepreneurship, and sometimes there's some food stuff in there.
We can throw it in. And the bagel spot, Connor, I would expect that we get a
bagel review. Yes.
Bagel
Next
review.
episode, we'll have Connor come on and do his bagel review.
What would be? Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Before we and then we
No,
got to go.
good.
No, I thought of this. Maybe
Yeah.
you'll know this.
Yeah.
Barstool Sports.
Yes.
Right. Dave Portney.
Yes.
I watch all the pizza reviews. I love it. Right.
Yeah.
So there's not really like a market need right now to do pizza reviews. Like you and I wouldn't go
Yeah.
Bergen County spot eating pizza, although we
Yeah.
would like to. I mean, it
Yeah.
would be fun. What would be like another food that you could take one type of food and go Bergen? Like, is it bagels? Is it ham? Is it a burger?
For Bergen County, I would say Taylor ham, egg, and cheese. But if we're going nationwide, like I don't think they have those in
they don't.
Wisconsin.
Right. Bagels. Well, I know this when I travel.
Yeah.
The second you get out of the tri-state area,
Mhm.
particularly like where we are, the bagel game drops
Yeah.
exponentially.
Because of the water.
It's awful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause
You
the
wouldn't even
water
you wouldn't even recognize it as
Yeah.
a bagel.
Yeah.
But like, what's the one food if you and I were to ever do that and just start reviewing food? You would need to be consistent. You would have to do the
Yeah.
same sort of food. You can't do pizza because it's already been done. And,
Pasta, mac and cheese, burger,
Even burgers is a safe play.
burger.
and you do like just a plain, and you do what like Barstool does, right? Where it's like it's consistent, right?
Yeah.
So you just get a like a plain cheeseburger.
Yeah.
I mean, I guan you could put on toppings if you want, but I'm fine with a plain burger.
Yeah.
And we go spot to spot, like the Barn in Wyckoff, like Goffle Grill.
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty. Iron Horse in Westwood is a burger spot.
Yeah.
And we rate these cheeseburgers.
I like it.
The
In
Bergen
the
County
comments,
Bergen.
Bergen
Bergen-
County
Bergen
Burger.
What?
Burger County.
Burger County. Wow.
There's a little joke.
Wow.
He's smiling because there's an inside joke.
Wow. I'm just gonna leave it at that. So if you guys have, so I like it, and you know what? Not too long ago, we were live and we were shooting the shit over here at Undefeated Media, and we actually were thinking about doing a tournament, a pizza tournament, and seeing who was the best pizzeria in Bergen County. But I like your style better. Doing some pizza reviews are been done. What can we do nationwide and review? So if you guys have an idea, please put it in the comments section, and it might win. It might be a burger, might be Chinese food, it might be, I don't know.
But it would have
Pasta,
to be consistent.
Mac and cheese.
Mac and
Yeah.
cheese.
So what's nationwide?
Here's the problem with mac and cheese, and I know this because my kids are obsessed with mac and
Yeah.
cheese, particularly my daughter. You go to a lot of places and they literally have Kraft mac and cheese. Like if you go to Houlihan's,
Yeah.
and I like Houlihan's, I got nothing
Mhm.
against it, but like the mac and cheese there is crap.
Yeah.
So like if we went like spot to spot in Bergen County and found the best burger spots,
Burgers, meatballs, maybe.
you could do that.
Meatballs.
Burgers may be the easiest. thing.
Burgers is probably the easiest.
And we tape it where it's like the bar stool.
Yeah.
One of us comes out, we eat the burger, we
Yeah.
both come out, we got B-Rock on the camera or whatever.
burgers, wings might be good, but burgers,
Wings would be good.
burgers, yeah, burger, but like regular plain burger, just like his regular
Yeah.
plain pizza. And I honestly, I don't think he's doing nationwide. I think he's kind of staying the East Coast, and he's not going to Texas to do pizza reviews.
Sometimes you'll catch him in like Florida.
Mhm.
He's done some stuff in Miami.
Yeah.
He's done a couple things in Nashville I've seen, or like Indianapolis, but he doesn't do, I mean, we're not going to go nationwide. I don't have time for that. But it would be interesting, maybe like one after the new year, our resolution.
Let's do
We'll
it.
try one spot a week. We'll block the
Yeah.
Tuesdays that we're usually together
Yeah.
anyway doing NYPB.
Yeah,
And we get one. We got to just agree on the food. That's the thing. We need. Is it a burger?
burger
There's
or
not
wings?
enough. There's not enough donuts, right? Because it's all Dunkin'
Yeah.
Donuts. Not enough donuts.
Yeah.
Although we love Derrickle donuts. Here.
Yes,
There's not enough of that. But I think maybe burgers. You
maybe
could do
burgers.
what you could do.
What we could do?
You could do bagels because there's enough of them here.
Yeah, you could.
You could.
So, what do you want to start?
I would start. I would start with burger.
We start with burgers.
Yeah.
We'll start with
What do you
burgers.
think, B-Rock? Right.
Start.
I mean, the answer would be pizza, but it's already done. We don't need to try. We're never gonna be. We'll
Yeah.
never be that.
We're not copycats.
No.
We can start our own thing. We'll do burger review. I like it. I like it. And it's going to be tough to do once a week, but like once
So, no,
a
it
month,
doesn't have to be once a week. It
Yeah.
can be once a one.
once a month, we'll get a burger delivered here that comes mid-show.
And you
We'll
know,
cut it in half.
Yeah.
One bite. Everyone knows the rules.
and you know me that in the spring my schedule with work is insane. So we
Yeah.
wouldn't be. I can't do it every week.
I like it. I
There
like
we
it.
go.
I like it. Good
Burger
stuff.
County.
Burger County. Well,
Look at that smile.
you made B-Rock's day.
He
You
did.
made B-Rock's day. So yeah, man, I think we covered a lot. I think you brought a lot of value. Thank you so much for hanging out
For
with
having
us.
me on.
Thank you guys for tuning in. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to send them in or check out, like I said, Mind Your Puckin' Business, a great podcast. And if you're into sports and entrepreneurship, there's no reason why you shouldn't be listening to Jeff. And if you do listen to Jeff and make the picks that he tells you to make on his NFL picks, you will make money without a doubt. He's been winning big time with those bets. Connor says Burger County.
Connor, he can be a part of it too.
Absolutely. So thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time, we'll see you soon.